Welcome. In previous sessions, we are discussed about simple stresses and strains. What is meant by stress and how many types of stresses are there, and what is meant by strain and how many types of strains are there, and problems related to the stress and strain components, and what is meant by elastic components. So that these are the topics we are discussed in the simple stresses and strains. So coming to the next chapter, so this is the last and final chapter in the engineering mechanics, so that is shear force and bending moment. So shear force and bending moment. So what is meant by shear force and what is meant by bending moment? So we know what is meant by force and we know what is meant by moment, but we don't know what is meant by shear force and what is meant by bending moment. So in this chapter we discussed about what is meant by shear force and what are the problems related to the shear force and how to draw the shear force and bending moment diagrams. So introduction for the shear force and the bending moment. So basic principle of strength of materials or structural machines is to study the forces that are produced at any structure when it is subjected to external loads or forces. The engineer can then decide whether the material of which the structure is made can develop enough strength to resist the loads safely. This is the absolutely essential for the civil or construction or mechanical engineering student. So strength of materials, so EM ki related ga strength of materials. So EM continuation strength of materials. So ఒక మెటీరియల్ ఒక స్ట్రెంగ్త్ అనేది మనం డిఫైన్ చేయాలి. సో ఆ మెటీరియల్ అనేది వాట్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ మెటీరియల్ అండ్ వాట్ ఆర్ ది ప్రాపర్టీస్ దట్ పాసెస్ దట్ మెటీరియల్ అండ్ వాట్ ఆర్ ది క్వాలిటీ ఆఫ్ ది మెటీరియల్ అండ్ హౌ about the strength of the material. So these are the some of the points regarding while we are selecting a material. For civil engineering and mechanical engineering students, strength of materials is a very basic important subject. So when a material subjected to the external loads or forces, there is a deformation produced. So some of the types of stresses are also developed. So for that, so what is the shear force and what is the bending moment and how the shear force is developed and how the bending moment is developed and how to draw the shear force and bending moment diagrams is very important in strength of materials. So this unit introduces many fundamental aspects of the subject. So basic fundamentals are coming from the shear force and bending moment chapter. Its importance can hardly be emphasized in respect to the student of civil or construction engineering, since he can progress to the study of subjects of theory of structures, structural analysis and structural design including steel and RCC design. So only EM అంటే ఇంజనీరింగ్ మెకానిక్స్ మాత్రమే కాకుండా సో ఇంజనీరింగ్ మెకానిక్స్కి రిలేటెడ్గా స్ట్రెంగ్త్ ఆఫ్ మెటీరియల్స్ అనే సబ్జెక్ట్. సో ఈ ఇంజనీరింగ్ మెకానిక్స్లో యూజ్ చేసే ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ కానీ ఫార్ములాస్ కానీ హౌ టు డిరైవ్ కానీ షియర్ ఫోర్స్ వాల్యూస్ బెండింగ్ మూమెంట్ వాల్యూస్, సో ఇవన్నీ కంటిన్యూషన్ ఈఎం కంటిన్యూషన్ స్ట్రెంగ్త్ ఆఫ్ మెటీరియల్స్. సో స్ట్రెంగ్త్ ఆఫ్ మెటీరియల్స్, థియరీ ఆఫ్ స్ట్రక్చర్స్, సో థియరీ ఆఫ్ స్ట్రక్చర్స్, స్ట్రక్చరల్ అనాలిసిస్ and structural design and including steel. So how to design the steel members and RCC members. So ఇవన్నీ మనకి ఫర్దర్గా గోయింగ్ సివిల్ ఇంజనీరింగ్లో ఫర్దర్గా గోయింగ్కి ఇవన్నీ రిలేటెడ్గా సబ్జెక్ట్స్, నాట్ ఓన్లీ టాపిక్స్. సో ప్రతి సబ్జెక్ట్, సో థియరీ ఆఫ్ స్ట్రక్చర్స్ అనేది ఒక సబ్జెక్ట్, స్ట్రెంగ్త్ ఆఫ్ మెటీరియల్స్ అనేది ఒక సబ్జెక్ట్, అండ్ స్ట్రక్చరల్ అనాలిసిస్ అనేది ఒక సబ్జెక్ట్, అండ్ స్ట్రక్చరల్ డిజైన్ అనేది ఒక సబ్జెక్ట్. సో దట్ ఈజ్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ది ఎలాబొరేటింగ్ సబ్జెక్ట్. సో స్ట్రెంగ్త్ ఆఫ్ మెటీరియల్స్, సో స్ట్రెంగ్త్ ఆఫ్ మెటీరియల్స్లో మెటీరియల్స్ యొక్క స్ట్రెంగ్త్ని మనం ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తాం. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ థియరీ ఆఫ్ స్ట్రక్చర్స్. సో థియరీ ఆఫ్ స్ట్రక్చర్స్లో ఏంటి అని అంటే ఆ స్ట్రక్చర్ యొక్క టోటల్ థియరీ, సో ఆ స్ట్రక్చర్ యొక్క బ్రీఫ్ డిస్క్రిప్షన్ అనేది థియరీ ఆఫ్ స్ట్రక్చర్స్ అనే సబ్జెక్ట్లో తెలిసిద్ది. సో నెక్స్ట్ స్ట్రక్చరల్ అనాలిసిస్. సో ఆల్రెడీ తెలుసుకున్నటువంటి స్ట్రక్చర్, సో ఆ స్ట్రక్చర్లో ఆ స్ట్రక్చర్ యొక్క థియరీ, సో నథింగ్ బట్ ఏంటి అని అంటే ఆ బ్రీఫ్ డిస్క్రిప్షన్ అబౌట్ ద థియరీ. ఆ థియరీ తెలుసుకున్న తర్వాతే మనం ఎనాలిసిస్ అనేది, ఆ స్ట్రక్చర్ యొక్క ఎనాలిసిస్ అనేది జరిగిద్ది. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ ఎనాలిసిస్ అనేది కంప్లీట్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత నెక్స్ట్ స్ట్రక్చర్ డిజైన్. సో స్ట్రక్చరల్ డిజైన్ అనేది ఫామ్ అవుతుంది. సో మెటీరియల్ అనేది మనం ఎయిదర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ యూజింగ్ ఏ స్టీల్ ఆర్ ఆర్సీసీ. సో స్టీల్ అయితేనేమో స్టీల్ డిజైన్ చేస్తాము యాజ్ పర్ ది కోడల్ ప్రొవిజన్స్. సో ఆర్సీసీ అయితేనేమో ఆర్సీసీ అనేది డిజైన్ చేస్తాం సో యాజ్ పర్ ది కోడల్ ప్రొవిజన్స్. సో ఇవన్నీ సబ్జెక్ట్స్. అండ్ అన్లెస్ he is able to draw shear force and bending moment diagram for various types of structures with reasonable amount of confidence. So ఈ చాప్టర్ నెంబర్ 6, సో ఈ చాప్టర్ నెంబర్ 6 అనేది కంప్లీట్ అయిపోయేలోపు స్టూడెంట్ విల్ ఏబుల్ టు డ్రా ఇప్పుడు ఏదైనా ఒక బీమ్ ఇచ్చాడు, సో ఆ బీమ్కి లోడింగ్ కండిషన్స్ అనేవి ఇచ్చాడు. సో ఆ బీమ్కి ఆ లోడింగ్ కండిషన్స్ అవన్నీ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు హౌ టు ఎనాలసిస్, సో హౌ టు డ్రా ద షియర్ ఫోర్స్ అండ్ బెండింగ్ మూమెంట్ డయాగ్రామ్. సో ఈ చాప్టర్ అనేది కంప్లీట్ అయిపోయేలోపు ఒక స్టూడెంట్ అనేవాడు బీ కాన్ఫిడెంట్. సో హౌ టు డ్రా ఏదైనా ఒక బీమ్ యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈజ్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ బీమ్స్. సో క్యాంటిలివర్ బీమ్ ఇచ్చినా, సింప్లీ సపోర్టెడ్ బీమ్ ఇచ్చినా, యూడిఎల్ లోడ్ ఇచ్చినా కూడా, పాయింట్ లోడ్ ఇచ్చినా కూడా, సో ఏ లోడ్ ఇచ్చినా, ఏ టైప్ ఆఫ్ బీమ్ ఇచ్చినా కూడా ఆ బీమ్కి షియర్ ఫోర్స్ అండ్ బెండింగ్ మూమెంట్ అనేది డ్రా చేయగలిగేటట్టు ఈ చాప్టర్. సో ఈ షియర్ ఫోర్స్ అండ్ బెండింగ్ మూమెంట్ చాప్టర్ అనేది మనం అంత ఫ్లూయెంట్గా నేర్చుకోవాలి. సో ఇది ఈ షియర్ ఫోర్స్ అండ్ బెండింగ్ మూమెంట్ చాప్టర్కి ఉన్న ఇంపార్టెన్స్. సో నెక్స్ట్ టాపిక్ ఈజ్ టైప్స్. సో వాట్ ఈజ్ మెంట్ బై బీమ్ అండ్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ బీమ్స్, నథింగ్ బట్ క్లాసిఫికేషన్ ఆఫ్ బీమ్స్. సో beam is nothing but a horizontal member which is designed to carry transverse loads. So which is designed to carry transverse loads. So horizontal member. So ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఏ చూడండి, ఇక్కడ సింప్లీ సపోర్టెడ్ బీమ్ ఇచ్చాడు. సో ఆ సింప్లీ సపోర్టెడ్ బీమ్ హ్యాస్ గివెన్, సో హియర్ లోడింగ్. సో లోడింగ్ ఈజ్ గివెన్ యాజ్ ట్రాన్స్వర్స్ లోడ్స్. సో ఏ బీమ్ విచ్ ఈజ్ ఇన్ ది హారిజంటల్ అండ్ designed to carry transverse loads. So nothing but beam. So beam is a horizontal structural member which is designed to carry a transverse loads. So that is the definition of the beam. So classification of the beam based on the several groups depending primarily on the kind and number of supports used and also their position. So here number of supports and their position depends on the number of supports and their position. Classifications of the beams can be divided. So nothing but simply supported beam, cantilever beam, overhanging beam, fixed beam, continuous beam, propped cantilever beam. So type of support. So type of support defines the type of beam. Okay, so type of support defines the type of beam. So first beam is simply supported beam. So simply supported beam, a beam having its ends freely rested on walls or columns. So here a simply supported beam is defined as a beam having its ends freely rested on walls. So ends of the beam will be freely rested on walls, either it is a wall or column. So that is the simply supported beam. If the supports are at the ends and are either pins or rollers. So type of support is also defining. So type of support is nothing but either it is a pin support or roller support. So that is the simply supported beam, a beam which freely rested on walls or columns and having the supports either it is a pinned support or a roller support. So that is called the simply supported beam. So following are the various types of beams. So here the supporting is pinned support. So either left side having left support and right side having right support. And loading condition, so here UDL, so UDL is given and point load is also given. So next L is the length of the beam. So this is the one of the type of simply support. So coming to the figure B, so here the gradually decreasing load, so nothing but varying load is given. So here loading is varying load, and left support is the roller support and right support is the hinged support. So length of the beam is nothing but L. So this is the second type of the simply supported beam. So next third one is, here two supports is there. So first support is the pinned support and next support is the pinned support, nothing but simple support. Pinned support is nothing but a simple support. So next length of the beam is nothing but L. So here a movement is occur, nothing but a rotation is there. So moment is taken as the load. So this is the simply supported beam. So what is meant by simply supported beam? A beam which is having ends freely rested on walls or columns, and the ends are either pinned or roller. Support of the ends are either pinned or roller. The beams are called as simply supported or simple beams. So next coming to the cantilever beam. So here a cantilever beam is a beam. For the cantilever beam, one end is fixed and the other end is free. So that is the cantilever beam. So definition is a beam fixed at one end and completely free at the other end. So that is the cantilever beam. So figure A shows the cantilever, one type of cantilever beam, and figure E, D and E. So figure E shows the next type of cantilever beam. So here one end is fixed and the other end is free, and the next length of the beam is L. So here loading is nothing but UDL. So that is the cantilever beam. And next varying load is given. So center having the height W and ends becomes 0. Right hand end is fixed and left hand is point load at the other end, and the length of the beam is L. So that is the another figure for the cantilever beam. So next overhanging beam. Overhanging beam. So the name indicates that overhanging beam. So a projection is there after the beam support. So if a beam projects beyond a support, so nothing but a beam projects beyond a support, the beam is said to have an overhanging. Support అనేది కంప్లీట్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత కూడా ఇంకా కొంత ప్రొజెక్షన్ అనేది ఆ బీమ్, సో నథింగ్ బట్ ఆ లోడింగ్ అనేది ఆ బీమ్ అనేది ఇంకా కొంత ముందుకు కనుక ప్రొజెక్ట్ అయి ఉంటే సో దానే నథింగ్ బట్ ఓవర్ హ్యాంగింగ్ బీమ్. సో నెక్స్ట్ కాంబినేషన్ ఆఫ్ cantilever and a simply support. So combination of cantilever and a simply supported beam is results as overhanging beam. So figure లో చూడండి, సో roller support and next hinged support. So up to the roller support and the hinged support, that is comes under simply supported beam. So beyond the roller support, that is the cantilever beam. So there is A, so length of beam A and length of beam L. So combination of A and L is nothing but a cantilever beam and a simply supported beam. So that is the overhanging beam figure F. So coming to the overhanging beam figure G. So here both ends projected, nothing but both supports, beyond the both supports there is a projection. So here length of the beam, so L is the simply supported beam and length A and length B is the cantilever beams. So that is the overhanging beam. So combination of a simply supported beam and a cantilever beam is nothing but results as an overhanging beam. So definition is if a beam projects beyond a support, the beam is said to have an overhanging. The combination of cantilevers and a simple beams results in an overhanging beam. So that is the definition for the overhanging beam. So coming to the fixed beam, so here the name indicates that fixed beam. So the supports of the beam is either the supports of the beam is fixed supports. So that is the fixed beam. A beam having both its ends rigidly fixed into its supporting walls or columns. So this is known as built-in beam, encastered beam or rigid beam. So fixed beam is nothing but a built-in beam, encastered beam or rigid beam. So fixed beam has different names. So rigid beam, encastered beam and built-in beam. So figure shows the fixed beam. So one end is fixed and other end is also fixed. Loading is 2 point loads is there and length of the beam is L. So that is the fixed beam. So coming to the continuous beam, a beam having more than 2 supports is known as continuous beam. So see in the figure. So here there are the 3 beams and the 4 supports. So continuous beam defines as beam having more than 2 supports. So here example figure shows the 4 types of supports and combination of 3 beams. So that is the continuous beams. So next coming to the propped cantilever beam. So here a name indicates that a prop is fixed at the one end and the other end will be a fixed support. So that is the propped cantilever beam. The load is varying from the fixed support to the propped support. So a beam fixed at one end and supported and roller or having a vertical reaction at the other end is known as propped cantilever beam. So that is the propped cantilever beam. So here one end is fixed and the other end, one end is fixed and the other end is other end has a vertical reaction. So that is the propped cantilever beam. So types of beams. So types of beams are simply supported beam, cantilever beam, overhanging beam, fixed beam, continuous beam and propped cantilever beam. So these are the types of beams. So coming to the types of loads on beams. So support defines the type of beam and loading condition defines the type of loads. So nothing but point loads are concentrated loads. So point loads are concentrated loads. So name indicates that point load. Here a load is occurred at a single point. So that is the point load or concentrated load. Nothing but a load which is concentrated at the point. So that is the concentrated load. So uniformly distributed load. So the name indicates that uniformly distributed load. The load will be distributed throughout the beam. So that is the uniformly distributed load. And next coming to the uniformly varying load or gradually varying load. So the name indicates that uniformly varying load. It varies. So throughout the beam it is not occurred constant. So it is varied. So that is the types of loads on beams. So how to define the loads? So first one is point load or concentrated load. A load acting at a point on a beam is known as concentrated or point load. Acting at a point. So in figure there is W1 load, W2 load, W3 load and length of the beam is nothing but L. So here 3 point loads is occurred. So each load is occurred at the single point. So that is the point load or concentrated load. So next uniformly distributed load. So here figure shows the uniformly distributed load. Length of the beam is nothing but L and the load occurred throughout the beam is uniformly. So that is the uniformly distributed load. So the definition is a load which is spread over a beam in such a manner that each unit length is loaded to the same extent as shown is known as uniformly distributed load. For all calculations, the total UDL is assumed to act the center of gravity of the load. So here total load, so there is assumption for the uniformly distributed load. So in calculation point of view, the total uniformly distributed load is assumed to act the center of gravity of the load. So here load UDL is given, length of the beam is L. So in case of calculation of problems, so there is a assumption is there. So here UDL is assumed to act as the center of gravity of the load. So center of gravity of the load ఎక్కడ బీమ్ మీద సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ గ్రావిటీ ఆఫ్ ది లోడ్ అనేది ఎక్కడైతే యాక్ట్ అవుతుందో అక్కడ యూనిఫామ్లీ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూటెడ్ లోడ్ అనేది కూడా యాక్ట్ అవుతుంది అని చెప్పి దెర్ ఈజ్ ఏ assumption. So that is the uniformly distributed load. So next, uniformly varying or gradually varying load. So varying to the one end and varying to the center from the both ends. So load which is spread over a beam in such a manner that its extent varies uniformly on each unit length as shown in figure is known as uniformly distributed load. Two types of varying loads is given. So that is first type is one end is 0 and the maximum load at the other end. So that is the one of the type of uniformly varying load. So next, coming to the next type of uniformly varying load. So here center having the maximum load and the ends having the zero values. So that is the uniformly varying or gradually varying load. So these are the types of loadings. So first one is the point load or concentrated load, and the next one is the uniformly distributed load, and the third one is the uniformly varying or gradually varying load. So this is the types of loads and types of beams. So coming to the types of supports. So coming to the types of supports. So support defines the type of beam. So how many types of supports are there? So there are 4 types of supports. So that is simple support, roller support, hinged support and fixed support. So simple support, roller support, hinged support and fixed support. So here roller support to fixed support, pinned support or simple support. So simple support, name indicates that a simple support, just a support is there. So a simple support is used where the structural member has to rest on the external structure. So just external structure మీద సపోర్ట్ అవ్వడానికి ఒక సపోర్ట్ బీమ్కి ఒక సపోర్ట్ ఇవ్వడాన్నే నథింగ్ బట్ సింపుల్ సపోర్ట్ అన్నారు. సో హియర్ దెర్ ఈజ్ ఏ ఓన్లీ రియాక్షన్ ఫోర్స్, నథింగ్ బట్ అప్వర్డ్ రియాక్షన్ ఫోర్స్ ఈజ్ ఓన్లీ దేర్ ఫర్ ది సింపుల్ సపోర్ట్. సో దట్ ఈస్ ది సింపుల్ సపోర్ట్. So next, it is similar to the roller support. So a simple support is the support used where the structural member has to rest on the external structure. So it is similar to the roller support. So this is the simple support. So coming to the roller support. So for roller support there is a vertical reaction. So it is similar to a simple support and offers vertical reaction and facilitate free horizontal movement of end. So this is the roller support. So here figure is there. So rollers are provided in the roller support, and there is a only vertical reaction and a horizontal movement is there. So for the roller support there is a horizontal movement. So that is the roller support. And next, hinged support. Here the name indicates that hinged or pinned. So here there is a two reactions. So first one is the horizontal reaction and second one is the vertical reaction. So for simple support and roller support there is only a vertical reaction is there. So simple support have vertical reaction and roller support has horizontal movement with vertical reaction. So next, coming to the hinged support, there is a vertical movement and horizontal movement. So that is the hinged support. So a hinged support is one in which the position is fixed but not in the direction. So here only position is only fixed for the hinged support. So there is horizontal movement and vertical movement. So nothing but horizontal reaction, vertical reaction. There is no movement is there for the hinged support. In other words, a hinged support offers resistance against vertical and horizontal movements but not against rotation. So there is only a reactions is only there for the hinged support, but there is no movement for the hinged support. So this is also known as pinned support. So next, fixed support. So for fixed support there is three reactions. So there is horizontal reaction, vertical reaction, and also movement is also acting for the fixed support. A fixed support is one in which both positions and directions are fixed. It offers resistance against vertical and horizontal movements and against rotation of the members. So here there is a position and directions both are fixed. So that's why there is a three reactions is there. That is horizontal reaction, vertical reaction, and also movement is there for the fixed support. So these are the types of supports. So this is the simple support. So for the simple support there is only a reaction force, nothing but vertical reaction force is there. And for roller support, which is similar to the simple support, and there is a horizontal movement and having a vertical reaction. So for roller support there is only one reaction, nothing but vertical. So next, coming to the hinged. So hinged support is also known as a pinned support. So there is a two reactions is there, nothing but horizontal reaction and also vertical reaction. So next, coming to the fixed support, there is having a three movements. So that is horizontal reaction, vertical reaction, and a movement is also acting at the fixed support. So these are the types of supports. So figures is also given in the notes. So in tabular form, so types of supports, representation, reaction force, resisting loads. So here is a tabular form for the types of supports. So first support is the roller support. So figure for the roller support is represented by the second column. So next, there is a only vertical reaction. So there is only a vertical reaction. So loads will be resisted under vertical loads. So that is the first roller support. So coming to the simple support, there is a only support is there. So that's why the reaction is formed as vertical reaction and the loading will be resisted in the vertical direction. So that is the simple support. So coming to the pinned support, so here there is two types of reactions, nothing but horizontal reaction and vertical reaction. So two types of reactions are there for the pinned support. So that's why the loading will be resisted in the vertical direction and also in the horizontal direction. So coming to the fixed support, so last and final support is the fixed support. So for fixed support there is a two reactions and one moment is there for the reaction force, that is the horizontal and vertical reactions, and moment is also there. So all types of loadings, nothing but horizontal load, vertical load and also moments, it will be resisted by the fixed support. So these are the types of supports. So next one is what is meant by shear force and what is meant by bending moment. So that is the next topic. So what is meant by shear force and what is meant by bending moment. So shear force, so shear force is nothing but algebraic sum of all the forces acting at the left or to the right of the section. So that is nothing but shear force. So here at any section of a beam is equal to the algebraic sum of all the forces to the left or to the right of the section. So take simply supported beam. So take simply supported beam. There is a two supports is there for the simply supported beam. This is the example. Throughout the length of the beam UDL is acting and center load is point load is acted at the center. So point load is acted at the center. So there is two loads, two supports and only one beam. So shear force means algebraic sum of all the forces to the left or to the right of the section. Here one section is assumed, so that is taken at anywhere in the beam. So taking algebraic sum of all the forces taking left to the left of the section or the right of the section. So ఫోర్సెస్కి రిలేటెడ్గా లెఫ్ట్కి కానీ సెక్షన్కి రైట్కి కానీ ఆల్జిబ్రిక్ సమ్ ఆఫ్ ది ఫోర్సెస్ని కన్సిడర్ చేస్తే దాన్ని నథింగ్ బట్ షియర్ ఫోర్స్ అన్నారు. సో సిమిలర్ టు ది మూమెంట్ algebraic sum of the moments of all the forces acting either to the left or to the right of the section. ఒక సెక్షన్ని కన్సిడర్ చేసుకోవాలి. సో నథింగ్ బట్ త్రూ అవుట్ ది బీమ్లో ఎక్కడైనా సరే లెఫ్ట్కి కానీ రైట్కి కానీ ఒక సెక్షన్ని ఎజ్యూమ్ చేసుకొని ఆల్జిబ్రిక్ సమ్, సో ఎన్ని నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఫోర్సెస్ అనేవి యాక్ట్ అవుతున్నాయి అనేది మొత్తం లెఫ్ట్ సెక్షన్కి లెఫ్ట్కి కానీ రైట్కి కానీ కన్సిడర్ చేసుకొని సైన్ కన్వెన్షన్స్ని కన్వర్ట్ చేసుకుంటే సో దానే నథింగ్ బట్ బెండింగ్ మూమెంట్. సో దట్ ఈస్ ది మూమెంట్స్. సో మూమెంట్స్ని కన్సిడర్ చేసుకుంటేనేమో బెండింగ్ మూమెంట్, ఫోర్సెస్ని కన్సిడర్ చేసుకుంటేనేమో షియర్ ఫోర్స్. సో గ్రాఫికల్ రిప్రజెంటేషన్, సో ఆఫ్టర్ క్యాలిక్యులేషన్, సో సెక్షన్ లెఫ్ట్కి రైట్కి కన్సిడర్ చేసుకున్న తర్వాత సైన్ కన్వర్షన్స్ అనేవి అప్లై చేసి క్యాలిక్యులేషన్స్ అనేవి కంప్లీట్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత గ్రాఫికల్ రిప్రజెంటేషన్ అనేది మనం ఫామ్ చేస్తాం నథింగ్ బట్ షియర్ ఫోర్స్ అండ్ బెండింగ్ మూమెంట్ డయాగ్రామ్ డ్రా చేయడానికి. సో వాల్యూస్ అనేవన్నీ రిజల్టెంట్ వాల్యూస్ ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేసాం. సో ఆఫ్టర్ ఫైండింగ్ ది రిజల్టెంట్ వాల్యూస్ దేర్ ఈజ్ ఏ diagram we have to draw. So that graphical representation is nothing but a shear force. So graphical representation of shear force along the length of the beam. So throughout the length of the beam గ్రాఫికల్ రిప్రజెంటేషన్లో షియర్ ఫోర్స్ వాల్యూస్ అనేవి మనం డినోట్ చేస్తాం. సో దాన్నే నథింగ్ బట్ షియర్ ఫోర్స్ డయాగ్రామ్. సో ఆ పాయింట్స్ మొత్తాన్ని జాయిన్ చేస్తూ డయాగ్రామ్ అనేది మనం డ్రా చేస్తాం. సో దాన్నే నథింగ్ బట్ షియర్ ఫోర్స్ డయాగ్రామ్. సో రిలేటెడ్ టు ది బెండింగ్ మూమెంట్ డయాగ్రామ్, గ్రాఫికల్ రిప్రజెంటేషన్ ఆఫ్ బెండింగ్ మూమెంట్ along the length of the beam. So along the length of the beam there is a graphical representation of bending moments. So that representation is known as bending moment diagram. So that is the shear force diagram and the bending moment diagram and shear force and the bending moment. So shear force at any section of the beam is the equal to the algebraic sum of all the forces to the left or to the right of the section. So that is called as shear force, and graphical representation of shear force along the length of the beam is known as shear force diagram. So that is the shear force and the shear force diagram. So coming to the bending moment. Bending moment at the section is defined as algebraic sum of moments of all forces acting either to the left or to the right of the section about the section considered. So next graphical representation of bending moment along the length of the beam is known as bending moment diagram. So that is the shear force and shear force diagram and bending moment and bending moment diagram. So here taking section left or right, there is a sign variation is there. So for that, sign convention for shear force and sign convention for the bending moment we have to know. So this is the must and should for calculation of shear force values and the bending moment values. So positive shear force, when is positive shear force occur and when is negative shear force occur. So left upwards. So here a section is taken. So figure A, see the figure A. So here section is taken, shear force acting at the left and right. So for left upwards and right downwards. So force is acting at the section left upwards and section right downwards. So that shear force is known as positive shear force. So coming to the figure B, section is taken, so leftwards. So section leftwards, force acting downwards, and section rightwards, force acting upwards. So left side downwards and right side upwards, shear force is taken as negative shear force. So this is the sign convention for the shear force. So section left upwards and right downwards, so that is the positive shear, and section is taken, force is acting at the left side downwards and right side upwards, so that is taken as the negative shear force. So that is the positive shear force and negative shear force. Here RUN is there and LUP is there. So RUN is nothing but right upward negative, and LUP is nothing but left upward positive. So this is the sign convention for shear force. So coming for the bending moment. So here in case of shear force, there is positive shear force and negative shear force is there, and in case of bending moment, there is positive bending moment and negative bending moment. So for bending moments, there is positive bending moment is defined as sagging bending moment, and negative bending moment is defined as hogging bending moment. So section is taken, so left clockwise, right anti-clockwise. So section is taken, moment is acting at left side clockwise and right side anti-clockwise. So that is taken as sagging moment. So nothing but here there is a convexity downwards. So the representation of the bending moment, so the representation of the sign convention is the convexity downward moment. So coming to the hogging moment, section taken, left side anti-clockwise and right side clockwise. So that is hogging bending moment, nothing but negative bending moment. So that shows the convexity upwards. So that is the sign convention for the bending moment. So for shear force, section taking left side upwards and right side downwards, that is the positive shear, and section taken left side downwards and right side upwards, that is the negative shear. So coming for the bending moment, section taken left side clockwise and right side anti-clockwise, so that is the sagging bending moment, and section taken left side anti-clockwise and right side clockwise, that is the and that is the hogging bending moment. So these are the sign conventions for the shear force and bending moment, and definitions of shear force and shear force diagram, and bending moment diagram. So what is meant by point of contraflexure? So what is meant by point of contraflexure? So point of contraflexure is defined as the bending moment where changes its sign. So where the bending moment changes its sign. So that is nothing but point of contraflexure. So loading condition, bending moment where changes its sign. Where changes its sign. So see here, eccentric concentrated load is there. It is acted at point P. From left support, distance EA is acting at the point P, and from the right hand, distance B from the right hand side. So length of the beam is L. So shear force diagram is PB by L and PA by L. So up to the point P, the positive value is there, and the positive value becomes the negative value, and then it will be joined to the point B in the length of the beam B. So the bending moment where changes its sign, nothing but positive value to the negative value, that is nothing but point of contraflexure. So that is the point of contraflexure. So the bending moment where the bending moment changes its sign, that is the point of contraflexure. In next class, so in today class, we discussed about what is meant by beam, types of beams, types of loadings, types of supports, and what is meant by shear force and shear force diagram, and what is meant by bending moment and bending moment diagram, and define point of contraflexure. So in next class, typical cases of shear force and bending moment, shear force and bending moment diagrams. So for typical cases, values of shear force and bending moment diagrams will be in the how to derive the bending moment and shear force values in the beams. So that is in the next class. Okay, thank you.